What was Xbox 360 thinking? Hey everyone, this is Ben with my brand new channel, Toybox Gamer. A channel dedicated to things from the 90s, nostalgia, collecting, 3D printing. So before we start the podcast, please subscribe, drop a like, and a comment below of what things you want to talk about next on our channel. So to start the show, I just want to talk about the Xbox 360. As I continue to collect more and more items, I recently got this at Goodwill, as I do a lot of thrifting, and the problem is with the power cord. They made like 6 different variations of this power cord, and I can't find the correct one. I've looked and looked and looked. I've ordered some, and the one I got supposedly was supposed to fit. The amps were right, but inside it's too big. It doesn't fit. I really don't know who was over product design for the Xbox and the products in here, because a lot of it just doesn't make sense. The later console versions, the Slims and the ones that came out later, their plugs are completely different. I don't know what's going on, why they did this in the past, but I used to have an Xbox 360 that worked. I picked this one up to see if I could fix it, and I had no problem with it. But this one, it's just, I got this and it's falling apart. It needs a lot of work, a lot of dust, and terrible things in here. Creatures, who knows? A lot of it's just disgusting. All right, enough about me and my antics. Let's move to our segment where we talk about the history, and this time it's the history of the Xbox 360.
Today we're diving headfirst into a time of red rings, questionable online gamer tags, and the glorious dawn of high-definition console gaming. The era of the one, the only, and sometimes surprising Xbox 360. Ah, that sound. It's the sonic equivalent of putting on your favorite pair of slightly too big cargo shorts and grabbing a Mountain Dew Code Red. It takes you back, doesn't it? Back to a world where HD was still a novelty, and we were all convinced that motion controls were the future. Spoiler alert, they mostly weren't. Unless you count enthusiastically waving at your TV during a Kinect party. The Xbox 360 burst onto the scene in 2005, looking like a futuristic white brick that had been aggressively smoothed over. It was sleek, it was powerful, and it promised us a gaming experience unlike anything we'd seen before. And boy, did it deliver. Eventually. Because, let's be real, the early days of the 360 sometimes felt like it was a little unpredictable how it would work. The dreaded red ring of light, for instance. Just the mention of it sends shivers down the spines of a generation. It was the ultimate waiting game. Would your console turn on, or would it give you the digital equivalent of a little frown in the form of 3 blinking red lights? It was so common it practically became a quirky part of the experience. You weren't truly part of the experience unless you experienced mild frustration and subsequently likely worried calls to Microsoft support, who probably had a helpful troubleshooting guide ready for you. But despite this occasional warm moments, the 360 gave us some absolute bangers. We're talking about the birth of modern online multiplayer as we know it. Xbox Live was already a thing, but the 360 took it to a whole new level. Suddenly, everyone and their dog, probably, with slightly silly gamer tags like Cool Game Dude 123, was online, chatting in lobbies and forming lifelong, or at least console generation-long friendships. Then there was the whole motion control craze. Remember Kinect? It promised a world where you were the controller. And while it had its fun moments, moving to clear hurdles in Kinect Sports or feeling a little silly dancing in front of your TV, it mostly felt like a well-intentioned but ultimately slightly tricky experiment. Still, who can forget the sheer fun and occasional confusion of trying to navigate the Connect menu with a wave of your hand? It was like trying to gently guide an invisible friend who wasn't always listening. The 360 also gave us some truly innovative features. Achievements! Remember those little digital high fives that somehow became incredibly addictive? Suddenly all were competing, spending time doing interesting in-game tasks just to get that sweet, sweet gamer score. It was a neat way to keep us playing, even if it did lead to some unusual gaming choices. Let's not forget the sheer variety of games, from cool little games on Xbox Live Arcade. Remember the fun times of Castle Crashers and Braid? To big adventure games? The 360 had something for everyone. It was a great time for gaming, a time when getting games digitally was becoming easier, and our hard drives were often quite full. Looking back, the Xbox 360 wasn't perfect. It had some quirks, of course, and occasionally some warm moments, and sometimes interesting add-ons. But it was our quirky console. It was the backdrop to lots of laughter, some tricky moments, and pure gaming fun. It connected us with friends, showed us amazing worlds, and made Microsoft a big part of the gaming world. So here's to you, the Xbox 360, you sometimes warmly lit friend, showing us a new way to play. You gave us memories that still make us smile, even if our original consoles are now taking a rest in the attic, possibly being used as a surprisingly effective foot warmer with that giant power cord.
So if you like this content, feel free to subscribe to this channel. And until the next time, stay nostalgic.